Aye. Let's do the invocation and pledge of allegiance. Please stand.
Everyone bow your head, please. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening seeking your guidance in this time, Father, that we would conduct the business of this city in a way that would be fitting to the citizens, that would benefit everyone that lives here, the businesses, the population, Father, and also we want to bring honor and glory to you. We just pray that you'd grant us your wisdom and your guidance in all of our thoughts, our actions, and our words, Father. Just be with us, bless us, and watch over our actions here tonight, Father. We ask everything in the precious name of Jesus, the only name that's worthy. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And get a roll call.
Here. Three's here.
At large is here.
Four's here.
Five's here.
6 here.
All right, we're here. Okay. I want to recognize, I think we have the Honorable Richard Bennett, House of Representatives. Glad you're here, Richard. Thank you. Bringing us money, right?
I was just getting ready to say, what'd y'all do?
I know what I was thinking. All right, here we go. We're going to have a public hearing. We got 2 public hearings tonight. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing on 528 East Railroad Street?
Motion.
Got a motion, got a second? You want to read it?
Notice of hearing was posted on subject property 528 East Railroad Street, Long Beach, Mississippi, on December 5th, 2025, by Zoning Enforcement Officer Dale Stogner, and mailed via certified mail on December 1st, 2025, to Rebecca R. Kuhn, 528 East Railroad Street, Long Beach, Mississippi, 39560. Notice was returned to sender on December 18th, 2025.
Can I get a motion to spread that across the minutes?
So moved.
Got a motion, second, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Can I get a, let's see, is there anyone here to speak on 528 East Railroad Street? Anybody here to speak? No one here to speak. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing? Motion. Got a motion, got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Pleasure of board.
Motion we adjudicate.
Second. Motion to adjudicate.
Second.
We got a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Now we're going to another public hearing on 303 Mockingbird Circle. Can I get a Meadowwood? All right.
Motion.
We got a motion.
Second.
Second. Would you please read the wording, please?
Notice of hearing was posted on subject property 303 Meadowwood Circle, Long Beach, Mississippi, on December 5th, 2025, by Zoning Enforcement Officer Dale Stogner, and mailed via certified mail on December 1st, 2025, to Rodney Robinson, 303 Meadowwood Circle, Long Beach, Mississippi, 39560. Notice was returned to sender on December 18th.
Got a motion to spread this across the minutes?
Second.
Any discussion? Anybody here to speak on Meadowwood Circle? Anyone want to speak on Meadowwood Circle? No one present?
Motion to close.
We got a motion to close?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Pleasure of the board.
Motion to adjudicate.
Second.
We got a motion to adjudicate, Tim. Second from Greg. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item is any public comments? Do we have any public comments?
No, sir.
No public comments. Announcements, presentations, or proclamations?
No, sir.
Hey, do we have any amendments to the municipal docket?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to just ask that we move number 18 under new business up to number 1, or before number 1 under new business. Mr. Sawyer's here, but he has another meeting this evening, and I'd like to, for the board members to ask any questions before we take that motion.
All right, we've got a motion to move the insurance up to number 1 under new business.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Next one, I need a motion to approve the Board of Aldermen minutes of December 2nd, regular and executive.
Motion.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next one is approve the plan and development meeting minutes of December 11th, regular meeting.
Mr. Mayor,
Motion.
I'll make a motion.
We got a motion.
Second.
Second, any
Dis-
discussion?
Yes, I have some,
discussion Also.
All right, go ahead, Pete.
I guess I have a twofold motion. I want to make a motion that we remove the variance request at 116 West Fourth Street and approve the remaining portion of the planning and zoning minutes. And the follow-up to that is to disapprove the variance request. I feel that the justification is weak, and the encumbered party came out and spoke against it at the public hearing, and I feel like they will be subject to additional flooding in conjunction with the pictures that they've already submitted, so.
So is that the, okay, is it, so you got, let's take them one at a time.
Okay, so the first motion is to remove the variance request and approve the rest of the minutes.
I have one other that needs to be removed because of the appeal, the tabling of the tree needs to come out. Is that, I'm asking.
That's on the new business.
Right, but
So what happened on that one?
was-
It came
they
before
weren't-
the planning and nobody showed up?
so they tabled it,
Yeah, so-
but because of the appeal, shouldn't we
They
pull it out?
didn't table it, they denied it.
They denied
They
it, excuse
denied
me.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
So
but-
they'll have to come back again if they, isn't that correct, Emma? They have to come back again? And if they want to appeal it, do they have to go back to the planning? They're appealing to us.
They appeal it to
appealed
us.
to
They appeal to us.
I'm just making sure that we're procedurally doing this correctly.
Is anybody here on that one, on the tree?
Due to health issues,
Yeah.
the owner could not be here.
I said we table it.
Will he run out of time for appeal?
Well, after looking at the tree, looking at everything else, I'm prepared to make a motion tonight. So if you guys say, keep it in here for the minutes, then we can move on. Does that make sense?
So
I think it would need to
Speaking with the planning, the only reason it was denied was.
'Cause there
that
wasn't
He
a-
wasn't there. I think
The tree commission already approved it.
it was approved by the tree commission, and I think, the publication to the
From
neighbors went out.
Procedure was?
Well, and I was at the meeting, one of the planning people said it did not need to come down. There was nothing wrong with the tree whatsoever. They were paranoid about it maybe falling on a line or something like that, so I'd really like to look into this before we just make a decision, if it's okay with y'all.
Okay,
I do have one question for the attorney. If we were to deny him removing the tree and it is diseased or whatever and it falls, would we be responsible legally? And we would not let him remove it?
okay.
Okay, that clears up. Good. That's all.
As far as tabling, then we would still pull it out.
Yeah, we pull it out of
Okay.
both of them, I guess.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna remove,
We'll
Out of-
remove the
for the
denial of the tree removal,
okay?
and then we'll take up voting under the appeal.
Okay,
Is that,
yes.
okay. I'm just making sure procedurally we're doing this correctly. That's why I'm asking the questions.
So I'll restate my motion was to remove the variance request of 116 West Fourth Street.
All right, in that particular packet, because I was here, that picture was back from 2018.
Oh.
They have since built a pool there, so those pictures didn't really reflect what today it looks like, and that was their rationale for approving it.
The rationale on the request was, the way I read it, Mayor, was to make it easier to get into a detached carport. So I stand by my motion.
All right, and just to explain to you there was a little more detail there. And I went and looked at it. When you back up, he was having to force it back inward. His driveway is right on that, he wanted to be straight up with his driveway. And without that 2-foot variant, he has to curve it back in. And that was the reason. And I'm not trying to change your mind or anything. I'm just letting you know, that's what took place on that. All right.
What is the pictures are showing water?
That's the next-door neighbor. They came out and spoke against it.
All right, so we've got the planning minutes. We're gonna remove the tree,
Correct.
and you're wanting to override the variant. So let's get a motion, and we'll take these one at a time to remove the tree.
I'll amend my motion to approve the minutes, pull out the tree for later comment, and also in my amendment, pulling out the variance so we can deal with that on a separate motion
All right, so
altogether.
we're going to pull those two items out? All right, we got a motion to pull the tree and the variant on 114
And then we
4th Street.
approve the minutes, and then we can address those two
Sounds
issues.
good. So we got that, we got two items removed, we got a motion, got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any discussion? Well, we already had it.
Right.
We're gone.
But now we can
All right.
address Pete's.
Now we're going to go back to Pete's.
The second motion,
Sorry.
the second motion would be to disapprove the variance request of 116 West 4th, as I stated, because I feel like the neighbor who spoke against it would be, he's encumbered by the request, and I don't feel like the justification was justified. So my motion is to disapprove the request for 116 West 4th.
We got a motion to disapprove 116 West 4th Street. Do we have a second?
Second.
Got a second, discussion. Like I said, the pictures that we're referencing here were back from 2018, of which now there is a pool there. So I don't think those issues apply. And that's just,
And
It's-
I get where you're coming from, but also in the past, where I come from is I'm all for a variance if all parties that are affected agree upon it.
all right,
When a neighbor is opposed to it, I typically do not allow
all right.
the special change.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next one is the tree.
Mr. Mayor, let's see, that is item, sorry. The appeal, I'll make a motion that we just table this issue.
All right, so we're gonna table the one that's number one under new business.
Correct.
All right, so we got a motion to table item tree removal appeal under number one of new business.
Second.
We got a motion, we got a second.
Just a discussion. So what are we waiting for the decision?
Well, we're getting, according to,
Because, I mean, if they
you said
already,
that there's conflicting,
it
Yeah.
says the planning commission, the tree board approved it.
The tree board did approve it.
I looked at it and it looked like it was diseased, but after hearing that there was conflicting, I'd like to hear that other side.
Can we get the, what was the reasoning for denial at the meeting?
It was because he wasn't there, right?
That is correct. That was the majority of the reason of the no votes. There was definitely a no vote, not for that purpose, but there was the majority fact that no one showed up.
So it's,
My only thing is if it's on, and I'm looking at it on Markham, and if it was a tree that wasn't supposed to come down, I think there'd be 13 people here right now.
Absolutely.
Well, if you want to make the,
I will amend the motion to allow him to remove the tree.
all right, we got
Second is motion.
we got a motion, we got a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
That's the one that we moved up, the insurance.
Mr. Mayor, could I get a clarification? As I understand the motion and what was voted on, it was to grant the appeal, correct?
Yes, sir.
There's a proper appeal of the board's decision. The board has agreed to grant the appeal and overturn the board's decision,
Yes.
correct? I want the minutes to make sure they understand.
And so,
Okay.
if I'm understanding it correctly, we have just approved for the tree to be cut down.
Correct.
It doesn't have to go
Granting-
anywhere.
By granting, yes.
Yeah, because all they are is a recommending board. We make final decision.
Correct.
Thank you.
All right, next item.
That we moved number 18 up.
Yeah, but we moved it to number one under new business.
Oh,
We still got-
sorry.
Can I get a motion to approve
apologize.
the docket of claims 121625?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next is unfinished business. Discussion storage container ordinance, Alderman McCaffrey.
Yes, at the last meeting, I gave y'all a small packet with suggested changes to the ordinance. If y'all had time to look over it and come back with ideas for or against. Let's see what y'all stand on.
So, in reading this, we do have a lot that are around town. There are some that are not visible and, that you're not even aware that they're there. My concern is, for example, I was contacted by Mr. Henry Shapins. He has them at his business. He's a commercial electric business out on Beatline. He uses these as on-site job, storage at jobs. So when the job is done, it comes back to his yard. I really think that we need to look at something like that where, he's using this as part of his business. This is, equipment for his business that he's storing materials, tools and things like that on the job site. And when that job is over, it's coming back. Just like in our ordinance, they're allowed as, Mike, correct me, 90 days or for construction purposes?
For construction, yes.
Right, and then when that job is done, where does that go? And so that's my main concern here, that we need to look at something like that, Are we looking at saying you can't have it and that's a major part of their business? So, that's just kind of one of the points I want to bring up when we're looking at this, if we're going to make any changes to this.
I don't want to put words in Alderman McCaffrey's mouth, but I think he's also referencing residential, if I'm not mistaken. And my input is this: I don't have a problem personally, but it's the will of the board, provided it's at the rear of a property, behind a fence, similar to what we required of the dumpsters, but they should conform in a fashion that they're painted to complement the color of the house. I don't want to see one with Chiquita or John Fayard Fast Freight or, anything like that. I believe this should be a standard that applies to them, and that's the way I feel about it. I don't think if the house is cream and tan that they should have a purple container in the backyard, but that's just my 2 cents.
I fully agree with you, and those changes are in this packet that I gave y'all. And I'm the same way. I don't want a Chiquita container in my neighbor's backyard, but you can fix them up pretty easy.
Well,
you see them do a lot of.
And I think this is going to take more than just tonight, us throwing decisions out there, but, I'm thinking back as far as, after Katrina, our churches, there were schools that used these, that were donated to them, for their cafeterias for the children and things like that. So, just to come out and say, no, I'm against it, is not something I want to do, but also I want to really look at it and make sure that when we do something, or if we do something, that we're doing it intelligently and not leaving, an ordinance to be half-cocked, if that makes sense.
I agree with you. That's why I'm reaching out for y'all's opinions on it.
Is this something that's going to require a work session?
I would-
I think we need a work session.
I'm good with
I'm
that.
good with that. So I'll make a motion that we continue looking at this and set up a work session for the first of the year. And, that way we can all sit down and public and come up with our ideas. Which way we want to go.
Well, I'm just going to state from my opinion, the ordinance says no storage container in the city limits, and I'm happy with that. I think it devalues properties. It is, you're selling every resident in this town they can have a Chiquita trailer in their backyard as long as it's behind a wooden fence.
Fixed up,
And-
that blends in
But
with the neighborhood.
the thing about it is, it's a Chiquita storage container that is no longer in good enough shape to be used
Oh,
as a
you
trailer,
can
or
actually
they wouldn't
buy
be
'em-
selling them.
You can buy them brand new.
So I'm not in favor of,
And-
we've worked too hard to clean this city up.
Understand your
And just
point.
I don't want to be in my backyard looking at my next door neighbor and see a storage container.
Or-
It's just, I don't care what you paint it. You can put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig.
I get where you're coming from, but I would rather that than one of these $300
I'm
tin
just telling you.
sheds from Lowe's that's gonna.
Well,
blow
maybe
in my
neither one
yard.
of them's the right thing to do.
Mayor, let me ask you a question. Aren't the schools using them currently for
And they
storage?
need to get, they're against the ordinance
I
today.
think in that
And that
case-
needs to
in
be
that
changed.
case, We're gonna have to build a fire department.
Yes,
because
we
they
are.
have one for storage.
Well.
And we've already talked about
But-
it. He
but-
could probably easily get rid of that.
But what you guys are also saying is you're talking about the residential side.
I'm talking about both.
Again.
I'm talking about commercial.
But when you have a commercial area, which is nothing but businesses, no residential around it,
Right.
you know, and the example I used, this man uses it for his business.
Who is this man that is
Henry
requesting
Shapens.
this? So we got one person that wants it. Is there
No, we
anybody
have a
else?
lot of people.
We have a lot of people that have them, but I was just using that one as an
The
example.
guy that owns property on the beach, he wants to build a beautiful container home.
And I
Whoa, whoa,
don't
whoa,
see
whoa,
our
see, that's
residential
where,
homes
that's where
being
only, I'm gonna pipe up right here and say,
Thank you.
that's what concerns me.
And I-
Okay, well, let me just express my concern. My concern is when we go in here and we start doing this to allow for the construction, you know, commercial and so forth, we're opening the door for residential containers, for people to live in residential containers. That's what we're doing. And from a legal standpoint, I asked the attorney, is that correct?
No, they're not. The containers, as described in the ordinance and in the information which Alderman McCaffrey handed out, do not contemplate being habitable. They're not designed or permitted by the code office to be habitable. You can't live in them. They're for storage and for other purposes related to storage or construction or a business. But they're not for anyone to use as a habitable facility. Now, we have all seen recently commercial developments where these type of containers are being designed and utilized in bar and restaurant and food industries where they're cutting out the side and using them for that type of facility. That's not permitted within the city either, obviously. So the current ordinance and the proposal that Alderman McCaffrey, which I went over in detail, allows the code office to again enforce certain restrictions already in place that deal with sheds and outbuildings and other structures in the city. So any amendments that the board may ultimately make to section 130 of our ordinances could include those limitations and enforcement provisions by the code office that satisfied you. But it's a major overwrite of section 130. And as Timothy suggested, Timmy, it separates out a different section of our ordinances to deal with dumpsters and sheds versus portable storage units and these containers, which seems to be the main topic of concern. But I was glad to hear someone suggest a workshop because there are a lot of moving parts to the proposed change into a couple of two different affected ordinances that y'all need to consider. But under no circumstances would any of them allow these containers to be used for living in or habitation.
But will it allow, or a pathway, a legal pathway for someone to pursue that?
Anyone can come in and ask for anything. Right now, our ordinance prohibits that. That would not be allowed.
Because and I like that, But if we change it, then we might open ourselves up to that pathway. That's a concern.
No way to predict what somebody might ask for. I mean,
And that was going back to what I was saying is, we need to make sure that we're covering all incidents. Because I truly, in my thoughts, business is separate than
Well,
residential.
and I thought that was the only thing we were gonna come back and discuss.
But
We never
someone
talked
wants to,
about
someone wants to
rediscussing
put one
residential.
in their backyard, Alderman.
No, and
Freya.
This
and,
is full of residential.
right, and that's why I'm saying we need to
I have said
discuss
from the
all of it,
beginning
you know.
That I'm for
So-
residential.
Someone wants to put one in their backyard, Alderman Jafria, for the purposes of building out a football man cave weekend place to watch games, barbecue, and smoke cigars. That's something y'all can address in your amendments. That's not what the ordinance is intended for. It's intended for storage, and/or for construction projects, short-term and long-term, commercial versus residential, and you'd have to narrowly define those uses.
I'm just concerned, and I guess this is a subject for a discussion, a workshop, but for an example, I have a storage unit, I pay $150 a month for just storing some junk. Well, that's a lot of money I'm spending per year. If I get one of these storage units, I can put that in my backyard. So my point is that there's going to be just a lot of people start putting these things in their backyards when it becomes easy for them to do such. There's a good reason for that. So that's just a concern, some of the things we can talk about in a work session, but I'm all for having a work session.
I don't think it would encourage that many more people, because they can go right down the road to Lowe's and buy a woodshed for a whole lot cheaper than a metal container.
Well, yeah.
And that would fit the ordinances today. They could do that, and that's
Yeah.
what they should.
For
do.
the for the work session, we have available the 13th or the 27th.
The commercial use is what you're going to need to be, very careful about what you tailor those uses to be. Because we have ordinances that prohibit people from running a business out of a residential, home, out of a residential lot. You can't run certain businesses, conduct businesses in your home. And you don't want people, if it's storage, that's one thing. If it's storage for conducting business at another place, that's one thing. But if it's storage for running a business out of your backyard container, that's a different. And so there's a lot of moving parts that you'll need to consider.
All right, sounds like we,
I'll make a motion for the 13th,
That's not a good one for me. The 27th?
The 27th?
the 27th, 27th of January?
Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
all right, we got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item is,
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown.
Tom Sawyer. You are Mr. Brown and Brown, Tom.
Yes, well, that's good. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. We have an annual renewal of the special liability policy on the Recreation Department, as well as the accident policy that covers all the participants of the various sporting events. And so it's just a normal renewal that we have each year for those two. They're separate from our October 1. They've historically been that way, and because of the nature of youth and the potential for injury and other insured issues that are delicate, we keep them separate from the city's liability.
All right,
Tom, real quick, this is one just for the new members. We've tried in the past to get this at the same time, but just due to the way that this policy is, we couldn't extend it out or renew early. Is that correct?
Historically, that's kind of been the case, but if the city would wish that, we can talk to the underwriters, see if we can amend the policy to have it expire on October 1st.
For budget purposes, that would be great, if you
Okay.
don't mind looking into that.
Let me look into that, and I can get back with
Yeah.
everybody on that, and we can discuss, how we handle that.
Thank you.
Okay?
Anybody else have any questions?
any further discussion?
With that, I'll make a motion that we approve the renewal.
Motion for approval, we got a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
Mayor, I'd like to make one comment on the containers.
Yes, sir.
I can remember, Chief, when things at my house were a little heated, when I said, I wish I had a container.
Right? Thanks. All right. Short-term rental, set work session.
Do you want to do it at the same time?
I think that's a good idea.
That's my motion.
We got a motion to have this work session on the 27th.
Second.
We got a motion, second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the termination of office space for Overstreet in City Hall. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
We got a motion, second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Engagement letter of Wolf, McDuff, and Opie. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Discussion.
This is the audit.
Yeah, just looking at the price of it, is this something that we can afford in our budget? I mean, I know we've discussed this at length, but I just I wanna make sure
Yeah.
we're willing to swallow that amount.
And I don't think we can afford not to, because there's little things that I'm coming across that I think it needs to be looked at.
I don't know that we can afford to have another really big payment that we missed.
Say that again?
Perfect example, what was it, the county,
Yeah.
the last one? I mean, that's a $500,000.
I'm not disagreeing, I'm just
Yeah.
going.
I know
And I agree with you, Donald, it's expensive, but I think it's necessary. I truly do.
But do we want to do an RFQ?
Do what now?
What's the total?
Get somebody else to see what their cost is?
Didn't we do one?
Did we?
I thought this wasn't.
I believe
Was
there
just
was
a-
one done prior
Yeah.
to the last administration leaving.
Well, I'm with the mayor. I don't think we can afford not to.
Understand.
I agree.
All right. So,
I think it just gives us a good.
all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Next item,
Didn't see it in here.
the resolution and quote for disc golf course. Do you have that resolution, Steve?
Yes, sir, I provided it to the clerk, who I think has provided all the aldermen a copy with the attached quote for $8,460, which the county has agreed to reimburse the city of Long Beach.
Okay.
This is, you want to see it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Need a vote on
Good with it.
Here, so you can read it.
Call Steve on that?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna have a roll call. So we got a motion to approve the resolution going to the county for the purchasing of the disc golf baskets. We'll do roll call. Patrick?
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, who made the motion? I didn't.
Don't move.
I made that.
He made the motion.
Second.
Seconded by Pete.
Sorry.
Okay,
Roll
thank you.
call. Patrick?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item. Special event application for Touch a Truck. And a motion. Got a motion. Do I have a second?
Second, sorry.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next one is a special event, 4th of July Jubilee. We got a motion, second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next one is the Sea Santa Celebration Parade, put on by the Main Event. We got a motion.
Second.
Got a second. Looks like that thing's been going on for 13 years. And we're in the discussion round. Just let y'all know I won the first year, just saying.
That's because I was
I
disqualified.
did win the competition for the first year.
I just want to let you know, I was disqualified. Otherwise, we would have won, and that's the reason I'm voting against this, this event every year.
All right, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. The next one is the Mardi Gras Parade by the Carnival Association.
Motion.
A motion, second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next one is a discussion of House Bill 1197. Now, this is just to, I think this is solicitation. So if we're not going to opt out of it, then we're automatically in it. So this is I will need a motion. If someone wants to opt out of this bill, that's what we got to do tonight.
The way I read it, this prevents anyone from any public roadway of shaking cans. correct?
Without a permit.
Without a permit, which costs $25.
Without a permit, and they do need a permit to do that. There are, from time to time throughout the year, various civic organizations that go out and solicit at intersections for various events. I know the fire department has done it in the past.
We already have an ordinance on the books that prohibits this without a permit.
I think it was intended for those type of solicitations.
So we just need to adopt it.
It's not the panhandling, which
Correct.
we
Okay.
have an
We already have
ordinance
one on
and
the
the
books.
police department can still readily enforce, so
Action.
whether you want a permit or to allow it or not.
So what do you recommend? Do we need to, you're saying that we already have an ordinance on the books
yes.
today that,
Solicitation, it has all the hours that they can solicit.
They have to get a permit.
To collect.
I would recommend that, or that the board consider opting out of the state's version of this and continue to have the flexibility of enforcing the city's version
right.
of
I'll
it.
make a motion to opt out of the state's.
we got a motion to opt out?
I'll second
We
that.
got a second, any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Next one is the appointment to Harrison County 911 Commissioner. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Can I get a second?
Second, that we reappoint our fire chief as our appointment to the commission.
We got a motion?
Second.
Second, any discussion? Can you do the job?
He's
All in favor?
already doing it, so.
All opposed, motion carries.
No,
Next
we-
one is resolution for International Building Code Ordinance.
Mr. Mayor, I'm going to ask that, now that we have everything, I don't have any additional information, but now that we've discussed at the last meeting, if we could go ahead and take this off, and anybody on the board is welcome to work with me on this. I was going to work with Mike, and then on this information, and then run it by our attorney, and then bring it back when it's more conformed.
All right, so we're going, I think we got a motion to remove this from the
Yes.
agenda.
Yes.
Get a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion removed. Next one is the Mississippi Main Street Association, no, I'm sorry, I missed
Yep.
revision. Yeah, Mississippi Main Street Association contract. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in
I-
favor?
Well, I don't want to say, one thing is, are we committing to,
I think
I'm looking on the last page, it says the average budget is $145,000 annually.
That's the Main Street Board. Since the city is technically a partnership with Main Street, is why we have to have the city sign it, but the budget will be ran through the Mississippi Main Board.
adopted the
Okay,
2020
so our only
the changes that go in it.
cost is the 10,000.
Okay.
That y'all pay, no, not 10,000.
5,000.
It's 5,000.
5,000.
Yeah.
And y'all have already done that.
Okay, gotcha.
I think it's already in our budget, Patrick.
Yes.
This is just adopting the contract, right?
Okay, that's why, I just saw that last number, I was like,
Yeah.
All in
Sorry.
favor?
Aye.
All approve, all against, motion carries. Next one is, we got to go back to the ordinance. There was an ordinance upgrade to the 2024, and in that, it calls for other changes throughout our ordinances as a reflection to this one. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion that we adopt those changes for the 2024 International Building Codes.
You got a motion? Can I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next
14.
one is Mississippi 250 grant. We got a motion. Can I have a second?
Second, and
Discussion?
I want to commend Courtney on this because she went out and found this grant to help us pay for the incredible fireworks show that's been put on. What's this going to be, the third or fourth?
I think it's the third,
Yeah, and
maybe fourth, I don't know.
but it is a great show, so Congratulations.
Good work. All right, next item is special event for the Gulf Coast Beer and Bacon Festival.
I'll make that motion.
Motion, got a second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Next one is Gateway Project Phase 2. We're talking about, this is the northern part of the gateway of the remaining asphalt that, I think in Phase 2, we approved the southern part of the asphalt. Phase 3 was going to complete the asphalt on the northern part. And
This is-
Randall, if you want to, it really, what we're trying to do is use up every penny that we have in this grant. And it's basically would cost us about $100K out of our
Roads and
internet
bridges.
sales tax thing. So I think this is, it's like $233,000 total, and out of it, we're only going to have to pay $100. So Randall, if you
Yeah.
have any questions or
So,
clarification.
the Phase 2 project, we removed the southern third of the asphalt, was mainly to put in the storm drains, and the northern side was gonna be left, unpaved, so I went to the contractor and worked with, David Ball, and came up with this cost proposal for, they can pave the rest of it for $233,000, and basically, we have roughly $160,000 left in the grant. So we're hoping to get $100,000 pitched in from the road and bridge to write the $233,000 change order. And then that would still leave $27,000 and some change for miscellaneous, stuff's gonna happen when you're digging in the ground. So maybe some landscaping. We didn't want to expend all the money just yet. But basically, we're asking for $100,000 from the road and bridge to pave the whole parking lot down there.
Personally, when this project's done, I want it to look complete.
That's-
So I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion, got a second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion
Okay.
carries.
All right, we'll get that written up to you and get you to the next board meeting.
Randall.
Thank you, Randall. Next one is the Harbor Master plaque. Can I get a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Got a second discussion?
Courtney, thanks for following up on this. I think the cost is sufficient. I think it's realistic. I do appreciate you. There was one verbiage change I asked you to make, and I think that's a very good-looking plaque and a very good way to honor Mr. College, and I make a motion we approve that expenditure.
Get a motion to approve. Can I get a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries.
Well, Courtney, one question. Did they say about how long it would take once we, no? Okay, thank you.
Well, Pete's demanding, ain't he? All right, next one is the contract notice to proceed on the MDOT. Can I
Motion.
we got a motion?
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Did you want to say something?
No, David didn't move.
It's like, hey, man, what you doing? All right, next one is preliminary engineering contract review, MDOT. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Any discussion? This is a big deal. This is giving us a green light on that Jeff Davis Railroad intersection. It's a big deal.
And that'll finish up that area and we'll be done.
Finish it up. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next one is discussion on the speed limit of from Jeff Davis to East Railroad, Alderman Jafria.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, on December, the second meeting that we had, we the board approved changing the speed limit on the East Railroad from Nicholson Avenue to the Gulfport line. We reduced the speed from 40 to 30 for safety reasons. We delineated all of those safety concerns that we had. The board found it fit to approve that. And there was some discussion at the time about, enforcement of that, having, just a ward instead of the whole street, the whole railroad street. And several of us were talking about that, and those are some valid concerns. If you change a speed limit right in the middle of just a ward line, doesn't make a lot of sense from that perspective, from a safety perspective. So a few of us, we talked about this, and some of the things that I want to point out is if we said we wanted to do this all the way across the town, East and West Railroad, well, East and West Railroad are just opposed to each other, from a safety perspective. for an example, on West Railroad, you've got probably 5 or 6 businesses that back in or partner up to Railroad Street. On East Railroad, we have over 30. So we have total differences of makeup of East Railroad and West Railroad. So one of the things we talked about doing was possibly incorporating the speed limit reduction from 40 to 30 from Jeff Davis Avenue to Nicholson that we've already approved. And that way we would have a contiguous 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, and it'll be easy to observe and to enforce from a chief's perspective. We kind of discussed this. Maybe you can speak to it, Chief. But this might be something that the board want to consider. It makes a lot of sense to do this. And I know this is Alderman.
In Ward 2, what you're
Yeah,
talking
Ward
about.
2, and I'm sure you have some discussion on this too, Jesse.
My thing on it is, like, if you go from Nicholson to Gulfport, that leaves 2 blocks from Nicholson to Cleveland. And from Cleveland to, basically, not even Jeff Davis, to Pineville, it's bottlenecked anyway. So for continuity reasons, I think it'd be less confusion if people have the east and west divided rather than broken up, where you've got everything this way is gonna be that speed limit, everything that way is gonna be that speed limit.
Yep.
Where was that, Donald?
Sorry.
And so the chief was included in these
Yeah.
discussions, and if we're doing this for safety reasons, and we're gonna do it on the east side, which I agree with, it'd be better if we started from Jeff Davis.
Well, everything from
going to the east
Cleveland,
line.
Cleveland to Pineville is already running slower anyhow, just because of the nature of how it is, so.
And I did kind of poll some of the businesses that are in this affected area, and, I got, everybody was in agreement that this is something that was, they thought was an excellent idea from a safety perspective. We have these businesses that are there by Wards, and I know Wards has a lot of traffic that sometimes backs up into Railroad Street because they're so popular in certain hours of the day. We have, it's just everyone that looked at this said it's a good idea to do this. And so this is something that I would like to think the board would want to do.
All right, would y'all want to entertain a motion to reduce the speed from Jeff Davis to the east?
I'd like to make that motion.
I'll second it.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
I'll second it.
All right, so
Billy's
Jesse
thoughts on this?
is the
Make the
motion
motion.
seconded. All right, any discussion?
Yes, just before I cast any vote, I'd like to know if Billy has any input. Chief, do you have any input?
We met and discussed it. I met with the mayor and Alderman Jafria and looked at it. I didn't think it's a good idea from an enforcement standpoint for it to be broke up at Nicholson. If you're gonna reduce it,
Copy that.
still gonna need signage. Reduce speed ahead because continuous roads and B.
Right. I was just curious of what your thoughts were.
Yeah, and, and that's what I like going forward. Anytime we recommend the reduction of a speed limit, that we include our expert in traffic, which is our chief. And I appreciate you participating.
So in the event that we pass this, we'll have a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit from Jeff Davis Avenue all the way through to Gulfport. We'll match Gulfport's 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. Okay?
All right, any further discussion?
Well, I said, I get where you're coming from 100%. I can't vote to lower the speed limit on any main roads, not just that. I get where you're coming from. That's just my perspective, and just where I stand.
All right, so we got a motion on the table. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Next item, mayor's office. I have, think I'm gonna get me another upon y'all's approval, I'm gonna have another part-time secretary to make a full-time position. If I can get a motion to hire Miss Cindy Mitchell.
I'm afraid that might make your job too easy.
It might make my job too easy, yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, we got a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank y'all. We got municipal court, new hire.
Motion.
Motion second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Fire department, we got one step increase. We got one educational pay, we got one promotion, one demotion, and one resignation.
And just for the record, that was a self-demotion.
That was what?
It's stated in the paperwork that was a self-demotion.
Yes, and that's where, all right, well, let's get to the.
Motion to approve?
We got a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
That one item, is there any rationale behind why he would, we're in discussion?
I know, but we need to be very careful.
No, I'm just,
We'll discuss it.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
being very cautious.
I got you. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Not that I wanted to cut you off.
No, it's, we'll talk that one later. All right.
Kinda got off on
next
a
one
Police
is,
Department,
Police Department, one new hire.
motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next one is the city clerk revenue expense report.
Motion.
Second.
A motion second, any discussion? One discussion is going forward, I'm gonna implement, a quarterly review of budget to expenditures. And based on the percentage of what I think should be spent, which is based on the number of months, if they're plus or minus 5%, we'll be bringing explanations. So we'll, keep a good eye on it, just for y'all's knowledge.
Mr. Mayor, in the past, we did a budget review in March, I believe it was. Is that something we're still going to do?
Oh, yeah, we'll still do it.
Okay.
This is more of it could be month to month or quarterly.
Gotcha, understand.
Just so we're on top of where we're spending our money.
Perfect.
And understanding when a department or so takes a lot of travel and they're getting close to the end of their budget,
We're just watching it.
that we have to move, may have to move money around to cover it. Right? All right, so I think that's all we need
Got that.
there. Next, all right, so we're gonna, I need a motion to accept the review expense report.
Got it.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Fire Department.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Police Department. Well, this is a good night. Engineering. Code, all right, we got the item, minor emergency service term bid. Under engineering.
We have
Oh,
code revision
Code
first.
revision, I missed that one. You want to explain a little bit about the code revision?
Absolutely. This, just recently have discovered that we didn't have as much teeth as we thought we did on how developments cut our roads and how they are required to repair them. And so we kind of worked with the mayor and with Public Works and Mike Gunlock a little bit and came up with our recommendation on how the city should be able to require developments to repair our roads when they cut them. The main thrust of it, it covers a number of things about how they repair the trench, the kind of asphalt, typical stuff that we would require from developments. The main thrust of it is that after the work we've seen over the last few years, we believe the best end product for the city is a pavement patch that goes 50 feet each way from the trench. Basically 100 feet total width minimum. And they might need to be longer in certain cases, and we've tried to write, the flexibility to administer that. Ultimately, it will reside with engineering and public works, and it all gets subject to y'all's approval anyways.
David, I just have one question with regards to that, and I'm not opposed to that by any means. I think it's a good thing, but are we going to hold ourselves to that same standard?
That obviously would be y'all's determination. Here, to me, here's the difference. The developer is here making money on the city's infrastructure for profit.
Yeah.
And the city is maintaining its system.
And that's
I
going
just
to
have-
depend on the budget.
So there'd be a, yeah.
The only concern, and I agree with it too, the only concern I would have is not having a set distance. Not that it would be, but I just feel like if you don't have a set distance, that could be used to stop a project.
Well, he does, then this one, it does have a.
Is it set?
We had
50 on
50
each side,
feet
yeah.
currently.
But there's no caveat to that, or the board's discretion?
It's absolutely subject to the city approval. If you wanted to require, or allow less, I think the board has the authority to do that. We're saying it should be 50-foot minimum.
Okay.
Each way from a road, so 100-foot minimum. And then there's special cases that, in my opinion, should be determined when you're reviewing the development. Hey, it needs to be more than 100-foot total.
More work in this area. so
Yeah,
like-
I mean.
But it could be less
It-
also.
By ordinance, it's not gonna be, at least by this revision, I would not propose it less than 100. If the board wants to do that, then you could direct that to your team.
And this is so much better
Well,
than the one we had.
Right,
Yeah, but we just don't
when
want to
we-
make it if we want development, we do have to be careful about going too high on the cost to cut. I mean, I get certain projects, if somebody's building 100 and whatever house neighborhood, but then you have somebody who's got to go build on a half-acre lot and pay an extra 25 grand to tie in. That might be the difference between that project
Their
coming
tie-in
and not
probably should be
going.
there
So my question
in
along
most
with.
cases.
I just don't want to, because I know I'm getting calls. I have a lot of development going on, and I've got that call probably from every one of them, like, just this bill is a lot more than I was expecting it to be. And I just don't want it to get to the point where that could definitely be the difference between somebody doing a development and somebody not. Because you're talking, some of them are going to be, like I said, if it's a multi-million-dollar project and somebody's got to pay an extra 17 or 18 or 20 grand, that's one thing. But if somebody's building a little shop somewhere, 20 grand might be the difference between building and not building here, or not opening that business. So I
But
just
correct
don't
me if
want
I'm
it to
wrong,
get-
David, isn't this mainly pertaining to developers as opposed to somebody who's building a single?
Yeah, if I'm building a single home, the city's.
Not
going
a
to
single
do-
home, I'm talking about a single commercial. Let's say you're building a 1,200-foot flower shop. I mean, an extra 20, 25 grand.
They're not gonna be subject to that. They're gonna.
Oh, they are.
They're gonna come pay for a sewer tap, and the city's gonna go put the line.
No,
to the-
they're responsible for the lines. The last two I've got are over 18 grand.
Are you talking subdivisions?
No, I'm talking about just tie-ins for,
Tie-in being in the middle of the road.
Who's an example of?
I don't want to throw his business, we just approved a lot in the planning over here. I think for him to tie in, I don't give exact numbers, but it's over 15 grand. He's got a 28-foot of pipe, paved 50 feet of both sides of the road. That's about 18, 20 grand, maybe a little shy of that. That's a lot of money for, like I said, if it's a if it's a hotel or something like that, that might not be a big hit, but
Well, in the intent.
if they're just
yeah.
paying the tap-in fee, that makes sense. But if they're having to put the pipe, let's say the pipe's on the, water and sewer's on the other side of the road, that could be almost 30 foot of pipe, and then they're having to pay to pave 100 feet of road, that's 20 grand. I just don't want it to get to the,
That sounds legit. I think that's the direction the city has been pointed at now.
that's a lot of money to put on a small business.
Main thing,
I agree with you.
yeah, the main thing I want to assure is we're not doing half projects and having to
Right.
come back to city later and correct it.
Right. And
That's the
I was
intent of
under,
what
and
we're
I'll
trying
just
to
be
do.
honest, I was under the impression that the city got the pipes to you, and then you paid the tap-in fee and the paving fee. I didn't realize they were having to pay for all the work to connect to their property.
So this is going to be a lot that doesn't currently have a tap.
On that side of the road.
And I've just maybe been confused about it, but I thought we got the water lines to them. They paid the tap fee and paid to pave the road, to fix the road. But they do have to pay to put all the pipes in. They have to pay every cost, all of it. So one time, let's say somebody's building, like I said, a 1,200-foot flower shop. They're gonna have to pay 20 grand if those lines are on the other side of the road. That's a lot.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the city can't afford to do it either.
And we need to protect our interest, as
Yeah.
David said.
I mean, it's a fine, I mean,
That's just a big cost.
we got to
because-
figure out how many of those situations are actual versus how many of them are new subdivisions.
I can tell you, I've had 4 or 5 probably in the last, well, not all of them have went through, but I'll probably have 4 or 5 on the books in the last like 6 months going, All of the ones, like for example, Magnolia, on the other side, which, look, he's doing a big development. That's not really what I'm talking about over that property by Bog Circle. I mean, that guy had to tie in 3 different places, put in
Didn't,
400 foot, all that road. I mean, that adds up. He's probably got 60 grand in.
Yeah.
And like I said, some people are but I think it's gonna hit the small, somebody who just wants to build a single shop. That's a lot of money. And whether you finance that into your loan, because a lot of them don't know about it. I think that's the biggest thing. If that is what we're gonna do, we do need to publicize it, because a lot of them are getting hit with it after the fact.
didn't we discuss, when we changed this, now this is previous administration, and I'm asking you a lot to remember, because I can't. Timmy, I'm going to include you on this. Didn't we discuss directional boring at one point in time because of it saves from ripping up the road?
Yeah, if that can be done, and I don't know, if that can be done as part of the developer, I'm not sure if Public Works can mole a line under an existing road. I don't know. But
I don't
those
either.
are
I
definite
mean, that's not
options
my-
that the city can allow.
Okay.
You don't have to cut the road, you just have to get a line from an existing infrastructure main to a new property. And I do think that's where this is happening. I don't know that this is happening on existing undeveloped lots. I think it's when a lot gets subdivided and it creates
A new tap.
Correct.
a new tap.
A prime example, Lover's Lane, Reginald and Lottie Bass's old house sat there vacant, they sold it, guy bought the house, didn't want the property. Another guy came back, bought the lot next door, and had, I think he said it was like $12,500, $13,000 to run across the road to do the sewer and water main tie-ins.
And I just have the question, why somebody would have to pay a tap fee if I'm paying to put the pipe in? It kind of seems like you're double, and I get the city doesn't want to be responsible for it, but a tap fee to me is you get the water to me and I'm paying to tap into it.
Let's do this then, because there's certain ones here that have more experience with this. I would say we table this item, and y'all please get with our engineer. And, because today's ordinance is not cutting it.
Why don't we add this to our work session?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, I really think that it's probably gonna be, that there ain't but a couple of y'all that really.
Yeah,
I mean,
we can just set up a meeting and.
Yeah, I'd like to see y'all get with him and work through this.
I'll make a motion.
You good with that?
That's a good
I'll make a
idea.
motion to table.
Table it, we got a motion table.
We have time.
Second,
to-
anybody?
Second, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
The end of a meeting.
Got a motion table, that's what I was working on. Next one is, let's see, RFP minor and emergency service term bid.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? You want to talk about, just talk a little bit about it?
Sure. This, at the previous, I think a previous meeting recently, we gave an extension to JLB of about 6 months, with the premise being, I believe, that the city would return, re-advertise this, re-procure it, and get under a new contract. And this is just moving us in that direction so that when that's ready, we'll
And the
have that
reason,
contract ready.
and the reasoning be is we had it, 4 years without rebidding it?
Yeah.
And that was the reason that I,
Time to get fresh
Yep.
numbers and.
All right. All right, so can I get a motion?
motion.
Motion.
Second. Any discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next one is Beetline Road, Spring Street, asphalt.
That's-
Yep.
That's the one we went out.
Greg.
For Greg. You want to tell us? the
Yeah,
numbers on that?
there's just a pretty large settlement there that we don't, there's no evidence that it's due to any kind of failing infrastructure. It's just settlement probably from that drainage project 10 to 15 years ago. And it's time probably to do something with that. We've estimated that at, around 15,000 to do that. If y'all are interested, we'll work with the contractor to get it done.
Did we go in there and pretty much come to the conclusion it was settlement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what are you recommending moving forward with?
We're recommending that y'all authorize us to work with the city clerk to issue a purchase order to the city's term bid contractor for paving.
Can I have
And
that
we'll get
motion?
it done.
I'll make that motion with the caveat that we look at using the tax diversion money or road and bridges
By all means.
money
Yeah,
first,
yeah, I agree.
making sure that we can use it for that,
And we can.
because we're talking about a pipe failing. I just
No,
want
the pipe's fine. It's
Okay.
just a settlement. It's just road, so
right.
it should
I'll
work.
second.
Well, Greg made the motion.
Sorry, I second.
Second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right. Railroad Street striping.
We've got a quote here from Joel Mechanic of the County Road Department to perform striping via county labor and services and equipment on East Railroad from basically where we paved there, just a little bit east of Jeff Davis, all the way to the city limits there. This is in our opinion, this is a great method for the city to perform this kind of work. It's cheaper than we would pay a
Motion to
contractor
approve.
with profit and all that, so.
And we're going to stripe it the way we wanted it to be striped.
That's right. We've worked with them to assure we're gonna get double yellow where we're asking for. We're gonna get MDOT compliant in terms of the thicknesses of the materials and all of that.
All right.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Public Works.
We're good, thank you.
You. Recreation.
I'm asking for y'all to put the generator that was installed in 21 onto the maintenance that the city carries. We just had to spend $700 for a fan that was broke on the coolant line that probably could have been caught with regular maintenance.
And this is one we bought, and it wasn't under the maintenance plan because it was new. And
Yeah.
It was under, so they said once it runs out of warranty, we were gonna put it under a maintenance plan.
It's just, and I'm not pointing the finger at anybody, Ryan, definitely not coming after you, but this is the one issue that I jumped up and down saying, we can't let this fall through the cracks, because it's gonna cost us. And it did. And when we looked at these, generators, so I'll make the motion, we approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next one is the building official.
Mayor, can I have, just if the board will indulge me for just a minute, want to make you aware of, while we're at recreation. Ryan and I talked before the meeting, and this is not an agenda item, but just for your common knowledge, we went through great pains to make sure that all the improvements we made at War Memorial and Harper McCon included gym equipment, playground equipment for special needs kids, if y'all recall that. There's a swing across the street over here and one at War Memorial Park that is made for a special needs child that has a brace in front of it to keep them from falling out. That has to be locked, which means they're not able to use it because Ryan is encountering it being broken all the time. So I've asked him to see if he could get with Bob Paul, find out who the manufacturer is, and see what can be done about that, because there's no use in having it if a kid can't use it. So just a caveat there.
Can you look into that and just report back to us? So I think we're back on the, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, the harbor, building office. We're good. Nothing there, harbor?
Yes, sir.
You got your air conditioning fixed?
Heating and air units.
Good. Good. Is that it? All right, next one is community affairs. Courtney.
Left.
She left, okay. Derelict properties, do we have any?
No, sir.
All right, how about report from our city attorney?
One clarification, Mr. Mayor, one of the last things we did, the Railroad Street striping under the engineering department, that requires that I prepare a resolution, just authorize me to prepare a resolution with the county to defray that cost.
I need a motion to authorize.
Bring that for the next meeting.
All right, I think just call, roll call for resolution.
Aye.
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 Motion carries.
Nothing else.
Nothing else? Great. All right, next one is, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion.
Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, good job, guys.